We want to start by wishing our friend. Want to wish our friend Sunny Hostin a very happy birthday. She's not here today, but we're wishing her a very happy 12th birthday. So, you know, the debate was on last night, and I had to text people to say, please, can you tell me what's going on? Because I was on stage in a show called Oh, Hello, starring the brilliant Nick Kroll and John Mulaney. And these guys were... I mean, if you haven't seen the show, you have to go see the show. It's funny, and they're funny, and it was exciting. So I had to beg people to tell me what was happening.
But I didn't give you good updates. I gave you, like, bigly updates.
Well, now that was, it kind of got very interesting, because last night, Hillary and Donald met for the final, thank you God, debate in Las Vegas, which was lucky for all of us because, as I said, it's the last time we have to watch one of these in this election. And so people really wanted us to begin with one of the most controversial moments from last night that people are demanding answers to this morning. Take a look.
She doesn't want to say that, but that's what's happened, and that's what's happened big league.
So, did he say bigly, or did he say big league? So we wanted to get to the bottom of this. So let us slow it down and listen again.
Big league.
What do you think?
So what was it? Big Lee, it sounds like.
But it's hard because that looked like he was about to go to the G.
Do it one more time, please. Do it one more time.
Big league.
Big Lee, there's no G. I don't hear a G at the end
It looks
of that.
like he's going toward a G, maybe. No.
Yeah, I did some digging on this key issue of our day, and I have a clip that might help us figure this one out. So let's take a listen.
There's no G at the end of that. That's bigly.
Credit. I hear Big League. That's from Slate, by the way.
I hear Big League.
I keep hearing Big League. Now, I don't know why he can't just say Big Time or something else to confuse. You know, we got enough to be confused about with this guy. We got to be confused about this.
It sounds like Big League to me too, but I think he's using it in an urban way, like it's totes big. It's Big League. I like that. That's what it sounds like. Is it like that? He's morphing the word into...
I need to take you back to the urban way, because...
That's not...
I know what you...
Dictionary meaning slang words.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Yes, no, that made me laugh.
You know my whiteness, Whoopi.
I would never call out your whiteness because people can see it, but it was funny to hear you say it.
Okay.
Like, totes big.
That's adorable.
Another response that Donald was unclear about last night was when he was asked if he would accept the results of the election. And he ended up, well, we don't want to put words in his mouth. You listen to what.
Should have got it.
Yeah.
I think that the key line there was, you know, I keep you in suspense, because that's what he did when he was trying to decide whether he was going to endorse the GOP nominee, if it wasn't him. This is not a television show, Donald. This is our electoral process. So just come out and say, you know what, barring some major thing that I can't imagine, of course I respect our electoral process. Of course I will respect who the people choose, whether that's me or Hillary Clinton. End of story. There's a really nice way to end that.
Wrong. Everyone's talking about how it undermines democracy, but he's been doing that all along. He's been praising dictators. He praises Assad, who used chemical weapons on his people. He basically disses our country and our president and praises dictators and people who use chemical weapons on their people. That's who he is. America knows that now. We all know it. She's going to win, and that's it. Because he basically is a traitor. He should be brought up on charges of sedition. Sedition, definition, conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or a monarch. I think that making jokes about assassinating your fellow, what do you call her, nominee, Hillary Clinton, is definition of sedition. I mean, if you look on Twitter, everybody, all these people are coming out of the woodwork making anti-Semitic tweets, racist tweets. He has incited sedition. He should be brought up on charges.
I think you bring up a good point. One thing I I don't know about sedition, but you bring up a good point about dictators, because I think that the moment he was doing really well for me in the beginning, I even texted my mom. I said he studied. I couldn't believe it. And then he got to Putin and all of a sudden became unhinged because he felt the need, for some reason, the way I observed it, to defend Putin and to somehow minimize Hillary Clinton and elevate Putin. And I don't care that she's your, opponent right now. She was Secretary of State representing our country. I'm not going to minimize Hillary Clinton, even though I disagree with her, and elevate Putin, who has no respect for human rights and who was a foe of the United States at the time in many ways. So that was a moment where he became unhinged. And I started to wonder, why does he feel the need to elevate Putin ever? Ever?
Well, Twitter was a really fun place to be for this debate once again. So there was a hashtag last night called Trump Book Reports, because a gentleman by the name of Antonio French tweeted, "Trump's foreign policy answers sounds like a book report from a teenager who hasn't read the book. Oh, the greats, they had so much wrath." So some of the tweets we read that were really funny are, Catherine Q tweeted, "Juliet, such a nasty woman. She made Romeo kill himself, and believe me, he could have done better. Look at her."
Yeah.
And then Hillary had 30 years to kill a mockingbird, and she failed. A disaster. I know mockingbirds. I'll launch a sneak attack. So there was lots going on Twitter, and a lot of people were laughing about who's the puppet. You are. Nuh-uh. Who's the muppet? Like,
Well, it's the thing also that he said some stuff when he said bad hombres.
Oh,
I was like, wait.
It's a spaghetti western.
Well, people just kept saying bad hombre, Clint Eastwood movie, bad hombre, and I just thought, are you aware that you've sort of said something that is kind of dumb?
Well, it's again a dog whistle about Mexicans. It's to his base. They're coming in.
I think
bad hombres.
I think he starts off with his prep that he got from really sane people around him. His answer on the Supreme Court I thought was good. I appreciate
exactly what it was.
His answer on the Supreme Court was just that he would nominate people who would uphold the Constitution, and they would defend the Constitution, and then if something was going to get overturned, it would have to go to the states. It was a state issue.
But didn't he say, "I will appoint justices that will overturn Roe v. Wade"?
he pressed him on that, but that wasn't exactly.
That wasn't what he said.
But here's the problem with that. Because the question was about, is the Constitution a living thing? Do we have to move around with it? And of course it is, because if it wasn't, I'd still be a slave.
Right. No, but that's different to me.
But to you.
But that's the amendment process we're talking about, which is within the confines.
But I'm also talking about what the Constitution, we weren't considered to be humans in the Constitution. They weren't talking about us. Okay, so when you look at this document, you see that people evolve and grow and say, well, that's not the right way of looking at something. Let's help this evolve and grow. So we need to change this and add this and move this. So it is a moving document. We have to grow. It has to grow with us.
That's not my understanding of living and breathing, though. That's my understanding of an amendment process where the people vote, and over time, it changes within the confines of the Constitution, though.
I'm sorry, the Supreme Court voted the Constitution, the amendments that I'm talking about, because they saw that, school. The school,
Brown versus the Board of Ed.
It was sort of educated, but not, there's a phrase. You know what, we'll be right back and I'll find out what it was.
Oh.
Coming up, the co-hosts expose the strangest stuff that turns them on. So, those moments in a relationship?
Your spouse is talking and you're zoning out.
I really want to hear about your day, and I get like something really confusing.
And he goes, I talked to you about it the other day.
If they told you something a couple of days ago, when you have work, you got kids, you got life.
Statute of limitations.
We keep it real on The View on ABC.
Remember I was racking my brain a few minutes ago? It was for the phrase separate but equal.
Right.
And so for me, I always feel that the Constitution has to be a living document, because the nation moves and grows, and we have to pay attention to what's happening, because sometimes you read the Constitution, you think, oh, come on, that can't continue to happen like this. So that's why I think it's I would have rather he said, yeah, we have to keep an eye on what we're doing so we can make sure that we balance out between what America's doing and what our Constitution says. What do you think?
Well, as far as the debate went last night, the two opening statements really defined my opinion. And for the very reasons of Hillary's opening statements are the reason I won't vote for her. That's okay. That's my opinion. You don't have to give me. That's why we live in this
I want y'all
country
to
so
turn
that I
around
can have
and
an
look and see the
opinion.
name of the show.
The View.
It's The View.
It's The View.
We don't book.
We live in a democracy.
Yeah.
That's why we can vote and share our opinions,
Yeah.
and that's why we have respectful conversation. We don't argue with people because we don't hold the same viewpoint. In the same way, I say many nice things. Hillary was a lovely woman when she came here, and I loved being around her. I wish that I believed in the principles she believes in. I just fundamentally don't. It doesn't mean I hate her or dislike her.
So which
and for the
principle?
same reason, sometimes people misconstrue my silence of not defending Donald Trump. I don't want to defend Donald Trump. I'm going based on the issues of what I believe in. So I feel like for our country, I want to pray for our country. I want to pray for our leaders, no matter who is there. And I want it to start at home. I want it to start in our communities, that we teach ourselves to be good and good to others and giving and generous to others. And so I just, when we go back on these small issues and we talk about, I sit here because I'm like, the small little nitpicky things don't matter to me. I want the big picture and go, let's.
So you will vote for him then? You will.
I'm not saying who I'm going to vote for. Maybe there's a write-in. Maybe I vote for him. That's up to me. And I will decide that on the voting day. But I will say
this, that one person's nitpicky is another person's whole world. So
I
we have to.
understand.
So we all know this, and
Yes.
so it's why the name of the show is what?
The View.
That's The View.
Absolutely.
All right, Joe. You good?
I'm good.
Okay. So last night's debate, and really this entire election, has been, as you were just bringing up, so nasty and uncivil. And what does it say to us about the country, and what are parents supposed to tell kids about this particular behavior? Because, I mean, I know that we get all wrapped up in the stuff that we're watching with them, but what do you say to the kids?
I found the most frustrating point of the last two debates was that they did not start with a handshake, and that's because if we're going to talk so much, and this is how we end, and I don't care what they say about each other. It is an example of our country.
But why-
They should start with a handshake.
Why should she shake the hand? Wait a minute. Why should she shake the hand of someone who has made a joke about assassinating her? Why?
Because I wouldn't. Because at the end of the day, they both got into this for the reasons they know what game they're playing. They're both a part of it. I'm not saying that one's better than the other, but if we're looking at our children and our future and our place in the world stage, if our own contenders can't look at each other and say, game on, then why are we so shocked when someone doesn't recognize the end result?
Because he's not Mitt Romney. Because he's a different kind of cat. This guy is out of the blue somewhere. The things that he says, the things that he believes in, the things that he does are not a typical Republican opponent.
And they're not. And they're not. But to me,
who knows where it's been, by the way?
My child's pretty young right now, but I would want to turn to my child and say, you're going to run into people along the way that make you feel that way, and I would want
Like
him to
him?
choose the high ground.
I hope not. My children and my grandchildren never run into someone like that.
I would hope not, but I hope they're ready for it and armed with the right tools.
Well, you want to know where they are. You always want to know where those folks are that make you uncomfortable. And you know what? Listen, two of my grandkids are going to be voting for the first time. And but they're still kids, because my grandson said, so where are the adults to tell them that they have to shake hands at the end of the thing? Why isn't somebody telling them? Because everybody realizes, it's like with boxers. They talk smack about each other. It's like folks on different teams. They talk smack about each other. But at the end of the day, we are still Americans.
Yeah.
And that is what that handshake should represent. That's what it should represent.
I mean, he could start the debate like this. I will break you. That's fine.
Someone says I'd like to grab women. I like to grab women by their genitals. Does not deserve a handshake. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it looks like the problem is that I sit back and it looks like we're losing our humanity in the political process, and it bothers me. It bothers me that because you know what, these politicians play their games and they walk off the stage and somebody wins, and 6 months from now they're all huddled in a corner gossiping, and we're the ones that are saying, wait, what was that?
We don't have to like that.
And you know who did actually a very good job? Chris Wallace.
He was great.
He did an excellent job keeping the candidates on point, and he's actually going to be here in a couple weeks. We got great questions to him, but I thought he did a very good job.
One so far.
I think he did a and he just, he just sat there, was like, and you'd hear him, Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump, Mrs. Clinton, Mrs. Clinton, Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump, Mrs. Clinton,
He
Mrs.
wouldn't let
Clinton.
him
I'm not a
interrupt.
potted plant. That's what he said.
Very fair.
And you know what? I could be a potted plant, only you'll know. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Apparently, the man taking Donald Trump's place in the boardroom of Celebrity Apprentice has network execs a little worried. The Hollywood Reporter claims that Arnold Schwarzenegger's past issues with women could be a problem for viewers. They're just trying to figure it out now. I mean, wouldn't you check whoever you were going to hire? Wouldn't you check to see? I mean, maybe I'm too old school.
I feel like
but
they wanted someone like Trump. So
Yeah,
they
but
knew what they
maybe
were getting.
without the scandal? I mean, there are no people
But
without
wasn't his
scandals.
contract signed before all this came out?
They feed off infamy until it works against them. Like, it's like they, when people are hiring these people, they want whatever comes with them because it's a name that everyone recognizes and it's catchy. So when it kind of burns them, it's like, oh, we should have thought about that a little
Well,
longer.
it's a little tricky since they just threw Billy Bush under the bus, and now they have this guy. How are they going to, finesse this?
I'm not being in defense of one way or another. I think when we start vetting every single person and don't look into their past, I mean, we're just going to have no one, because any of us are really that good to the core. We all have mistakes in our past.
A mistake is one thing, but a history of stuff is something
Sure,
different.
but
Yeah.
this was 20 to 30 years ago. Arnold did apologize. I have to read this statement. It says this story is based on unnamed sources. Arnold has previously responded to these accusations with, I don't remember many of these things that are in there are not true. That isn't my behavior, but I want to apologize if I offended anyone.
Yeah.
See, I don't think you can compare him to Trump, though, because Trump's problem is not his past, it's his present. And, everybody has a past, but it's what you do now. If you apologize and you change your life for the better and people can see that you are a changed person, that's a big difference between someone who has a past and then your present behavior reflects that same past act.
Well, here's
They could solve the problem, though.
here's the problem.
I was going to say they could solve the whole groping issue problem by putting a woman in charge of Celebrity Apprentice. That would solve the problem.
Well, not necessarily.
No, I'm saying that
I don't know any women who grope. Do you?
Yes, I do, actually. I do.
Besides you. Paula Ferris is a groper, that's all.
But here's my problem. If you're going to hold everyone to a very specific kind of line to toe, then you have to know who you're putting in to represent you.
Yeah.
And whether it was 20 years ago or not, I'm sure if they said, you know what, this has been there. What's he like now? Okay, he's okay now. I'm more comfortable. Had they done that, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah.
But the issue is that they hadn't done it, and now they're saying, oh, we just read this. And it's kind of like, come on, guys. You have to do your homework. We would want that. But, we would want to know, even if someone did something 30 years ago, you'd want to be aware of it if it was something that could affect you.
But I have to say that I think Schwarzenegger would be very entertaining, don't you?
Well, Arnold Arnold would be lots of fun, and you should put him in there because, he's doing all kinds of great stuff. And look, our politics are different, but I love Arnold because he's really out there.
And I think he'll be on his best behavior, so he won't be groping anybody on that show.
I will come for you, Joy. We'll be back.
It's only
Hey, welcome back. Jedediah, you got something to tell people.
I do. We are continuing our support for ABC's Choose Kindness campaign this October, and today is Glad Spirit Day. Wear purple in a stand against bullying and in support of LGBT youth. Share your Spirit Day outfits with us. Use hashtag Choose Kindness. I keep saying Choon. And learn more at abc.com/be-inspired.
Very nice. So, people on Reddit were asked to admit the weirdest stuff that turned them on. And the answers are weird. They range from lists to stretch marks to girls who wear white ankle socks.
Really?
I guess, and guys who wear white ankle socks. I don't know.
Little fetishes.
Okay, there's little tiny fetishes. Anything to add?
I have one.
Of course. Go on.
I like cowlicks. Like, you know when guys have like a little section of the hair that doesn't cooperate
Oh,
with
like
the rest?
alfalfa. Remember alfalfa?
Like okay, so my
So you're not into brothers, because I don't know very many brothers that have.
I like a disobedient, you know, they try to, my boyfriend comes out of the shower and he combs his hair and I say, oh, you look like Superman, except there's this little funky thing going on in the back. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's really cute. Mine's not as funky. It's just hands, man hands. Like, not... Thank you. But, like, I can look at almost any man. It doesn't matter what they look like. If I just look at their hands often, I'm like, wow, that's a nice set of hands you have. Like, it's really low standard on that one. But the toes can ruin it for me. Feet can ruin it for me. I remember I really liked Max, and I thought, don't take off your shoes, because if I don't like what I see, this is over. Like,
Really?
Yeah, it took a while, but he has nice feet.
See, both my husbands had weird feet, so I'm over that one. They do. I was saying they take a right turn.
Yeah. Right.
How hard was that? How hard was that for you to get over those, though?
That doesn't bother me. As long as he has an astigmatism, I'm okay.
Me? Are y'all? I don't think this is weird, but I might have looked at too many hockey players over my lifetime, but I really like a good nose. Even a crooked one, but one that's like substantial. I like noses.
Really? Like, does it have to have, like wear and tear, like scars and
I
things?
don't know, whatever. I just appreciate a nose with character. I like it.
Whoopi, what do you like?
I don't know. I see it when I'll know it when I see it. I mean, you know.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, because, and if you look at my very checkered past, nobody looks like anybody else. It's an array of people.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm loose.
Is there a turn off for you?
Well, I will tell you the one thing that does disturb me is, and it's not always because of them, but bad breath.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes it's not someone's fault because it's in their stomach. You know, their stomach is doing stuff, or they haven't been to the dentist in terms of taking care of hygiene with further mouth.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the only thing, because you have to be, and I always have to tell people I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I explain why, and I say I'm not telling you this to hurt your feelings, but I don't know if it's your digestive system, I don't know what it is, but you have the breath of death.
I don't know. Maybe you swallowed a rat.
The first 2 shows I did here when I was guesting, Joy had mints, and I said, can I have a mint? And she said, halitosis? To me twice.
No, I don't remember any of that. She's making this up.
You never answered her, did you? No. We'll be right back. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Tyler Perry here, and I'm about to talk to the ladies of you about my brand new movie, Madea Halloween. Yeah, it's scary, but not as scary as a Trump president.
Tis the season for poltergeist, ghouls, and zombies and stuff. But Tyler Perry is giving them something to really be afraid of in Boo, a Madea Halloween. Please welcome back the very fabulous Tyler Perry. the Tonight Show recently
Yeah, having some fun.
with Jimmy and Medea?
Yes. Yes.
Got a call from, should I just say, look, why don't we just show the clip and then you'll figure out what happened. Show the clip.
No, but I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on what Trump has said about the black community? Have any thoughts about it?
Besides it being very, very offensive?
Yeah.
I think this is all sad. Can we just vote already? I mean, it's
know,
all
I'm
so
sick of it,
sad.
too.
It's embarrassing to this country. Yeah, I cannot wait for Election Day. We can all get in there and vote, and just let the people speak. But what I know about this country is we always do what's best for the country, and I'm hopeful. And if you look at it, if you look back on all the things that we've done, it's all worked for the country's good. If you look back on totally, look, Joey's like, no way. But no way am I buying that. But I just feel like this is all going to be okay.
Well, when the people vote, you know, when Chads and hanging things vote, things are not the same.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
When people vote.
The other thing is, I was reading about you because your fans like to take pictures with you, right? So you recently were stopped by a political crush of mine to take a picture.
No, you got that the wrong way around. I stopped him.
Oh, you stopped him.
Oh, yeah. Listen, oh, man, I ran up to him because I was so excited. I wanted to meet him. Bernie Sanders.
All right.
And this was so funny.
Oh, you stopped him.
I stopped him.
Oh, so you're a fan of his
I'm a
then.
huge fan.
Yeah,
So we're coming out of the hotel in Detroit, and I'm running behind him. Mr. Sanders. He's like, yeah. I'm like, can I take a picture with you? I'm Tyler Perry. How are you? You know that look when people don't have a clue as to who you are? He gave me that. I have no clue who you are. I was like, can we get a picture? He's like, sure, get it quickly. And as I'm about to take the picture, I go, I know lots of black people. This is going to be good for voting. And I can't believe I said that with him. I'm such a tool. The look in his eyes, like, who is this crazy person? It was so, but it was great. No, I'm a huge fan of his.
You're disappointed he's not the nominee?
I'm a Hillary fan, and everything. Listen, I am a Hillary fan. I'm voting for Hillary. I am disappointed in a lot of things, but I know she's going to be okay.
She'll be good.
Yeah, she'll be good.
Yeah.
She'll be good.
Tyler, we talk a lot about what's being done about diversity in Hollywood here. And the Directors Guild just published a report, and they found that nearly a quarter of all basic cable episodes directed by minorities came from your shows.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, so when you hear that, what do you think?
I think I am diversity. It's really great. It's really great to hear. I don't spend a lot of time talking about it and trying to figure out, there was this Oscar So White campaign and all these fights about diversity. I don't have time for that, man. I'm down in Atlanta. I built the studio. I'm trying to make the change from within. So I'm just I own the structure. I own the shows. And that is the way you get to power, by not just changing your own life, but everybody who works for you, their lives as well.
Yeah. That's right. Let's talk about the other woman in your life.
Oh, my gosh.
Medea. She is now a voice option on Waze.
Yes.
You know about Waze? That's the navigation app. Oh, yeah. So do a little Medea on Waze.
Well, they wanted me to tone it down, but I wanted to really make her go over the top. If I had my way, it'd be like when you're sitting in traffic. Oh, hell, this traffic is bad. Bam, move to the left. When you get your ass out the fast lane, please. Turn left. I said turn left. They wouldn't let me do it. So the Waze is a very rated G version. Turn left, please. Police ahead. Calm down.
That's
that kind of thing.
That's funny anyway.
It's really funny. It's really funny, though.
Yeah, that character's phenomenal.
Yeah, she's been around 18 years.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
Day over 12.
Yeah. and the thing is about you is that you write, you direct, and you star in the movies. And in this movie, Boo, Medea Halloween, I understand that you were directing in the clothing.
Yeah. Well, I don't have time to take it off. It takes too long to put it on. So I'm walking around, and to the producers, I'm like, or to the actors, I'm like, okay, move here, move there. I'm like, do you see me? Look at me. Don't look at all of this. Look at me. I'm telling you what to do. But yeah, they got it after a while.
So it's a little harder to take you seriously, right?
Of course it is. I mean, look, how can you take that seriously? I mean, come on. Yeah.
Now, we also have a clip. I think you're going to... Can you tell us what this clip is about?
I think this is about the clowns in the attic, and I just want to say I have nothing to do with these clown sightings around America. Not me. This movie was shot long before these idiots started doing that, okay?
Okay, let's take a look at that.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the difference between white people who are scared in the attic and black people who are scared in the attic, because we will knock the monster out. Okay? The Tyler Perry. Boo! A Madea Halloween opens tomorrow, and we, of course, will be right back. The summer blockbuster Alice Through the Looking Glass just came out on Blu-ray DVD, and thanks to our parent company, Disney, members of our audience are getting a copy.
Oh, that's nice. So, but we know what viewers are really looking for online, and that's why today on Facebook in After the View, Sex Edition sexologist, what's her name? And YouTube star Sean Boudram. It's easy. They said it would be hard to say. It's easy. Sean Boudram is joining us. So post your questions now, and don't be shy. Do you have a particular question? Whoopi, you don't say so. What would you like to ask the sexologist?
Nothing.
Tell us about your sex, Whoopi.
Anything.
Well,
Anything.
why is it so hard for women to be comfortable enough to have an orgasm? That's what I'd like to know.
Great.
You know, what?
They're
Because
not using the right tools, I guess.
you asked me. And for everyone else. We'll be here tomorrow, so you comment back, and we'll see you tomorrow. And have a great day. Take a little time to enjoy. Love you.